What's up, Ed gang? Welcome into Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. I'm your host here, Fareed. As a part of today's Saturday weekend, we're going to be diving into the latest here when it comes to World Mobile and the WMTX token, which has been really outperforming here in the last 30 days. Now, it goes without being said, Bitcoin has been doing amazing as well, swinging from about 60 grand all the way to nearly 90 grand. But we've got a lot to discuss here outside of the price action. Now, without any further ado, I'll be joined by two of my co-hosts here, which I definitely appreciate to help this conversation go a little bit more smoothly. First, we've got Cal, aka Clover Notes. Welcome up, man. How are you doing?
Hey, Fareed. Cheers. Happy Saturday, everyone. Yeah, Bitcoin's pumping, man, but we don't really care about Bitcoin in here. It's all about WMTX, so let's go.
Yeah, no, you look like you're ready to go. I'm excited. I think there's a lot of different topics. And I also want to give a huge kudos for Rob for actually helping us to prep today's agenda. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring him up. Rob, welcome up. How are you?
Hey guys, doing great. Oh yeah, gotta do the thumb though, Cal. Gotta get the thumb out. Yes, he's got it.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd.
No. Welcome in. How you doing, Rob? You feeling okay?
Yeah. We got a bit of the flu going on here at the house, but I'm doing all right, and I'm excited today. We have a jam-packed show with everything that's been happening the last 2 weeks, especially this past week. And then also my Huskers, hopefully they've had a bad 3 games in a row they've lost, but hopefully they get bowl eligible today against USC. So that's going to come on about the time the space is winding down. So looking forward to continuing this really good vibe here with a Husker win later.
Yeah, no, I sense and feel the energy. And yeah, good luck to you and the fellow Huskers. For everybody tuning in here, if it's your first time, this is a breakdown of everything going on here with World Mobile. If you guys have not kept up with the project, the goal here is to hopefully get you guys up to speed, but then also to talk about what we can expect moving forward. So as always, if you do enjoy content like this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up on the way in here. Definitely appreciate you guys spending your Saturdays with me and the crew here. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, consider subscribing for more content, not just focusing on World Mobile, but also even touching on the greater Cardano ecosystem. And as always, we encourage you guys to participate and just interact right in that live chat or the live replay. So as a part of today's stream, we'll keep it to literally just an hour. I do have to jump here, so we'll try to be a little bit more aware of the time here. But first things first, we've got Airnode Sales with the batch 3, I think drop 2, maybe I said that backwards, officially selling out. There's also now talks about Pakistan and what's coming next. And then we'll jump into Earthnodes, the token, which again has appreciated, I think, quite nicely over the past couple of days, which has really sort of turned the sentiment around within the community. And then after that, we'll jump into network growth, potential updates around the cellular usage. And then I think there's a bit around the documentary theories and community highlights. Again, as always, participate. If you guys have any questions, leave those down below. So first things first here, we've got the most recent Airnode drop officially selling out. Were you guys able to participate? If so, what were you guys' results or what were you guys' thoughts about the latest drop?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we did recently saw another batch of Airnodes sell out. It looks like the Apex ones sold out within record-breaking 60 seconds right now. So that was a pretty fun drop to watch. From my understanding, this will be one of the maybe the last batch of nodes in the United States being dropped here for this year. So congratulations to all the new Airnode operators. I was not lucky this time around because I feel like everything just disappeared way too quick from that explore. It was fast. The team did listen to a lot of the feedback this time around though, and they did do some improvements around the sales platform, which I did appreciate. It was again first come first serve, so you essentially had those quick finger sniper maneuvers, right, to get one of these air nodes. But again, the opportunity is there. I mean, I love when I see all these new Airnode operators come through Discord. I love when they start posting their dashboards online, sharing their screenshot. a lot of their revenues. There's people making you know, over $1,000 now from a single Apex 90, which is absolutely mind blowing. So I'm not surprised here that these nodes are flying off the shelves that fast. You know, I feel like if the team increases those numbers up, they're going to sell just as fast. We also recently saw a new FAQ that was released for Airnodes. So if anyone, I'm gonna send you a little link for it so you can pin it up there. But essentially, it's a guide that the team released. So if anyone has any question that kind of comes outside of the World Mobile space and wants to learn a little bit more what it takes to become an Airnode operator, I think that's a very good guide. So I've been sending it a lot to family and friends, and I've been sharing it across various you know, media channels and stuff like that, just trying to get the word out so people can kind of understand what World Mobile's building and doing with these air nodes.
Thank you, and nicely stated. I'll definitely make sure to go ahead and share that here as soon as I get that in the private chat, if you're able to drop it there, Cal. I do appreciate that. Rob, were you able to pick up any air nodes? If so, how was your experience? And if you didn't, do you plan on maybe participating in the next announced drop?
So I did not participate this time. In fact, I got a text message from Cal about 5 minutes after the drop opened, and he goes, "Hey, did you get any?" And I said, "Actually, I'm not feeling too well. This text woke me up." And I'm like, "Oh, but not in a bad way. It's not like you know." I had been kind of lounging all morning and dozing off, and I realized that, oops, it was over. I'm out of money. I between the air nodes from previously and the Minutes Network nodes that I picked up and my Earth nodes, and trying to swap as much as I can to acquire WMTX, it's hard to come by. So I was really impressed when they had 2 Apex 180s that went in the first minute. I mean, that's what is that, like $33,000 somebody dropped it at one time. I mean, that's impressive. I'm gonna say I'm a little bit jealous because I have an Apex 90 and I have a Link node, and they share the averages of what each of these are making per month, and I realize both of mine are slightly below the average. But I do appreciate, I think it was Mike that came out and posted, and he said, here's the rationale behind link nodes and apexes, and here's the potential for growth, and why you see some people are making a lot of money on links and some people are making under the average. And it's because one link can service an entire hotel building or an apartment complex or an office building where you might have 3 or 4 or 10 subscribers, and so there might be more traffic going through that. There might be a business account as opposed to an individual account on the lower tier of charges. So links can vary, and I think it's kind of luck of the draw there, but it's, you know, that's great. I look at the apexes, are these guys can house like what, 250 link nodes as far as traffic going through. So my hope is that these apexes, even if you feel like yours is underproducing right now, as World Mobile expands and picks up more customers in the area, those homes, those offices are going to start pointing towards your apex, and you're going to see increases. So I think it's just, I mean, we're just getting started. And I'm very excited to see how this growth happens. But it's exciting to see that they had 150, 160 link nodes, and those were all still gone in a matter of minutes. People are excited about this, and I think when Pakistan opens up here very soon, and we can buy different types of nodes at different price points, I think that this excitement, this hype is just going to grow.
You know, I was gonna add real quick something that I've noticed on my dashboard, because I bought probably one of the very first Apex nodes that they were offering on the first release, and within every single drop of new link nodes, my revenue has slightly increased, as well as my data. So that's that should be expected for other Apex operators as well. There, just wanted to let everyone know, if you're seeing like lower numbers now and low data, and you're seeing all of these Apex Airnode operators sharing their screenshots, and you're like, oh, well, mine's not performing very well. But yes, the revenue does increase.
No, thank you for adding that. And I think that's a piece for me to also keep in mind, right? Is when we take a look at WMT scan, the hexes are still relatively the minority, right? There's a lot of gray area here. As World Mobile is going to expand, there's going to be more link nodes, which then feed into more of the Apex nodes, if I'm not mistaken, which then would, increase that revenue. So I definitely do appreciate that there, Cal. In addition, as you just mentioned here, I'm going to go ahead and quickly share this World Mobile Airnode guide within the comment section here for anybody who is now an Airnode operator. First and foremost, congrats. Welcome to the group. Hopefully you guys have been sticking around and, following along here with World Mobile. But I do also realize that there's a lot of people that are just getting exposed to the project for the first time, that are just hearing about what's available, and they're jumping into the sharing economy. So if you have any questions about how to participate, how to get involved here, you do have this fully dedicated wiki or FAQ breaking everything down that you need to know about the operations, the availability, everything that you basically have to have is all within this one particular page. So I've left that particular link down below, and let's maybe just keep the conversation rolling here because it's already 2:15. It's crazy. Time is already flying by. So Rob, you just mentioned a keyword there, Pakistan. What are your hopes for that particular area? I know that the team from Nuvola, right? We've had Raul here on the channel before, has mentioned the fact that they'll definitely be participating and picking up more nodes when it comes to Pakistan. So seeing the fact that nodes are already selling out, right? Less than just a couple of minutes, we're going to be getting more of these partners, which are super close to World Mobile, that have commitments as to how much of the Airnodes they plan on purchasing, ramping up their operations. And then, of course, the fact that more people are now hearing about World Mobile, more people are now starting to see and wake up to DePIN. I think there's only going to be more rush and more demand moving forward. But I'd love to hear what your take is on Pakistan. Clover will come over to you, and then we'll jump over into Earth nodes.
I don't know what the expectations are going to be. I know there's a lot of customers going on right now. Obviously, they're partnering with WorldCall, which is the ISP that's over there in Lahore and Islamabad. And it'll be interesting to see, because right now in Reno, this is the World Mobile network. And so all these Airnodes are connecting directly. These are paying customers of World Mobile. World Mobile is sharing their tech and sharing some of their trade secrets, I guess, as well as some of this physical infrastructure with WorldCall and WorldCall's existing customers. So it's not truly a World Mobile only thing. So as far as the revenue that's coming in from that, I don't know if it's going to be comparable, percentage wise, dollar for dollar wise, or not, because some of that revenue will come to World Mobile. Some of it will go to the existing providers there, like WorldCall. And so, but we're going to see that the nodes will be a lot lower price point to get in. I'm just kind of curious as to what that's going to do. And we know World Mobile does such a great job with explaining on their Airnode website what the potential revenue is for the number of customers connecting to different types of nodes, what the potential is. So I'm sure they'll have a potential price point for us to evaluate before this drop happens. That's what I'm most interested in, because I don't know how this is going to go with a revenue share, because we're partnering with another telecoms company, not just straight World Mobile network in Pakistan.
Thank you there, Rob. And excuse me, I want to go ahead and just quickly pull something up here, if I may, just to sort of reiterate the impact that World Mobile can have within Pakistan. So give me just a moment here. Just want to make sure that this is readable here for the viewers. And so you guys should hopefully be able to see my screen now. But this is coming in here from a post on the World Mobile blog posted not too long ago, stating Pakistan's first mobile service was launched back in the early 90s. And according to the GSMA, there were 10 million connections in 2005, which rapidly have now increased to 100 million in 2010. As of 2023, that number currently sits at 194 million. So again, when it's talking about connectivity, I'm not sure if each one of those connections is a person, right? Or just maybe somebody using, a service. But it also states at the very bottom that Pakistan aims to achieve better living standards for all of its 220 million citizens. So there's obviously a huge need. The sort of country itself recognizing that, hey, we have to connect our community, and then pairing that with what Rob just mentioned, lower price entry. I think that this is sort of a recipe for an even faster sellout, given the fact that, there's going to be a lot of demand, not just from the community, but a lot of demand from the people there actually using the service there on the ground. So thank you for that bit of news there, Rob. Cal, any comments about Pakistan? If not, we'll move over into the Earth nodes discussion.
Yeah, Pakistan is it's an interesting market, right? It's an interesting market in a sense that there is a lot of people and it's a very dense populated market. So if you do a quick Google search, Pakistan, just in Lahore, there is about 1 million people that live in Lahore, right? Versus probably the last time I checked, Reno was like around 200,000, 200, like quarter of a million, right? So there's about 5 times more of people that live in Lahore versus Reno, right? So again, this screams opportunity to me, right? So not only that, but I mean, Pakistan, it's a place where it's like rapidly growing. Like cities like Lahore and like Islamabad, obviously, they've like become like hubs for innovation, right? There's like a ton of like tech incubators there and so much more that's coming from Pakistan. So providing the connectivity there and giving people that lower cost to connect, I think will really put World Mobile on the map there. And the fact that World Mobile doesn't have any people on the ground rolling out this infrastructure is something very, very interesting and special. And I'm gonna really kind of keep a close eye on how the Pakistan market grows in the future.
Thank you both there. I do see a lot of questions coming in here from the community. First, I want to say thank you all for participating and engaging in the conversation. Second, we will be coming to take all those questions here in just a couple of minutes. So just to make sure that we're able to get to all the content as quickly as possible to give you guys the most value, we're going to keep the conversation rolling. However, I have made mention of Luke's comment or Luke's question. We also got Jonathan who's asked a question, as well as Edward. Hello. And then we've got Mostradamus also tuning in, asking about MAV 100. So again, keep those rolling in. We'll take those here in just a couple of minutes. Now, as we get ready to roll out here, I just want to quickly highlight something else with respect to Pakistan. And this is the fact that World Mobile is not the only platform that has an opportunity here. When we take a look at blockchains or just even DeFi platforms in general, they also, have an opportunity that they can take advantage of when it comes to Pakistan. So it states here from the Global Findex 2021 report, it states that only 21% of Pakistani adults, which are basically anybody above the age of 15, actually have a bank account, well below the developing country average of 71%. So if World Mobile were to potentially, think of some sort of solution that ties back into the DeFi space, not only could they pitch the core products and offerings that they already have, but they could also potentially lean into connecting the unconnected and banking the unbanked. I apologize, you guys. I feel like I'm super tongue twisted today. All right, let's move over into the next topic here, which is the Earth nodes. If you guys have missed it, we've got breaking news here, relatively important as it pertains to the Earth nodes and being able to actually jump on the testnet. This broke, let's see here, not too long ago. This was literally on the 15th of November. So just yesterday, it states introducing the World Mobile Chain, or the WMC, the blockchain that's powering the World Mobile Network. Now, this would be specifically designed for DePIN, where the WMC, the World Mobile Chain, is on the cutting edge of telco innovation, built to be fast, low cost, and compatible with most other popular blockchains. I know that you guys have been waiting on this. All three of us here participating as Earth node operators. I'd love to get your guys' thoughts as to how big of a announcement this was, and exactly where you guys are in the process to actually join and participate in the testnet.
I'm pumped. I'm excited, but I'm also, because I'm not the most technical person, I'm a little bit nervous, just because I don't know what I don't know. I think that World Mobile is going to make this doable for people, regardless of your skills. But it's I'm excited to try it out. I have a couple of smaller computers that I have broken down and more or less partitioned off, so they each have, I can run multiple testnet servers on them. But I also have a big rack server that I'm building, and I'm ready to get this going, because I have a couple of Earth nodes, and I'm going to be helping some people out with their Earth nodes, as well, just, if nothing else, using my storage space and my devices. So I'm excited to try this out. It's been a long time coming, and it sounds like they're on the right track, and they're very, very motivated. And you can tell that people are excited about this because an Earthnode just sold earlier today for $72,000 worth of ADA. On the JPEG store. It went for 95K, which at this price point is $72,000. So people want these things. They realize, hey, it's coming. The DevNets it's happening. People are starting to turn on to that. We think very, very soon, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have some sort of a test net going. And at some point, maybe after a little grace period, that incentivization will turn on. And then by that point, we'll be actually running world mobile traffic through our testnet Earthnodes. And so it'll be kind of, the light version of the real deal. We're still trying to break it. We're still trying to figure out if there's any bugs or anything. But as we grow this thing out and as the team builds this, there's a lot of very, very exciting things. And I think that the people who are unsure of their skills are the ones dumping. I think the people that are excited about this are saying, this might be my last chance to get this thing for under $100,000. I think it's just about go time. Start to turn your computers on, start to get things ready. This is good.
That's a pretty big gap in sentiment, right? Either I don't believe this, I don't understand this, or I'm so bullish that I have to get one right now before it actually goes live. I think it's the latter, without any reservations whatsoever. Again, listening to this team, seeing what they've been building, and then knowing, right, that this is not even everything that they have to show to the community. This is just what's currently available. I know we plug this in probably every single stream, but definitely make sure to head over to that Trello board if you have any questions about what the team is currently working on. But indeed, exciting news and a really, I think, bullish market for World Mobile, of course, but then I think just DePIN projects in general. So Cal, I'd love to hear about where you currently are. What are your thoughts about the testnet, and what is the plan, right, once mainnet rolls out for you?
Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm just as pumped as both of you, right? I mean, we're finally getting the long-awaited World Mobile Chain. I mean, what is the World Mobile Chain? A lot of people here might not know, but basically the team states that the World Mobile Chain is built to specifically support a range of telecom products, and that is coming directly from their post. That includes eSIMs, VPNs, storage as a service, and decentralized identifiers, as well as like other telco specific like DePIN nodes, right? So crucially, I mean, World Mobile Chain facilitates staking to these products. So you can have your WMTX token being staked to all of these various different products. And that right there creates a utility of WMTX like no other. And I feel as people are starting to realize where we're going with this chain and what is going to be available pretty soon as a WMTX holder. And this is why I believe a lot of the liquidity that's coming in right now. And obviously World Mobile has secured some like heavyweight partnerships like with Chainlink and Base and IOG, to name a few. And there's obviously been hints of other, partnerships that are coming that the team is going to be announcing very soon here. And I want to point out the long-term vision of this, right? I mean, you kind of asked me what happens, what mainnet, right? But basically, the team states that the vision, right, for a World Mobile Chain includes an ecosystem that facilitates trading, a launch pad, a stablecoin, a robust governance, and sorry, I'm tongue twisted like you. Tokenization of real world assets, right? So basically, World Mobile Chain is being built to act as a resolver for that layer of other project looking to facilitate their infrastructure. So if you have an application, right, if you build in a project or a company and you want some parts of your infrastructure being decentralized, or if you want all of your infrastructure being decentralized, then I think there's no better time than now to reach out to the World Mobile team, because they can really help with that stuff. And also another important thing is liquidity that's coming to World Mobile Chain, right? I mean, with the fact that we're going to be a layer 3 on Base, right? And using them as a settlement layer right here. And this opens the door to a ton of liquidity here, guys. I mean, you guys know how the EVM world works. I mean, there's going to be so much doors that are going to open to future projects that are being built on the World Mobile Chain. Also, let's not forget the staking part, right? A lot of people are asking that question: when staking, when staking. Well, we're now one step closer to that being released. So once World Mobile Chain goes live, staking is going to resume. You're going to be able to stake from Cardano. You're going to be able to stake from Base. You're going to be able to stake from Ethereum directly from World Mobile Chain as well. And we're also going to get an Explorer that's going to go live, and you're going to be able to track all of these things down. So yeah, there's some exciting things coming here, and you guys have seen it from recently from all of these KOLs coming on board and like posting about World Mobile, and it's a direct result of all of these wallets just growing and growing. I mean, if you're tracking a lot of these things on chain right now, I mean, it's evident what's happening. So I'm also very excited about this World Mobile Chain launching.
Very nice points that you mentioned there. And you talked about, the sentiment in the price action here. We'll jump into that in just a moment. Just want to take an opportunity to try to maybe hone in a little bit more on two questions. And I think they were very similar, just sort of asking about staking, right? And so we've got Hopper Road here, who's also tuned in, longtime supporter. Thank you. And then, of course, Just a Gal, who's also been a longtime supporter here as well, asking about staking. So, Rob, I know that you're obviously an ambassador. You talk to the team a lot. Is this one of the things that you've asked about? If so, any alpha that you can potentially share here with us as a community?
Yeah, you're going to be able to stake to any number of infrastructure, and that includes Earth nodes, air nodes. They even talked about staking to your own eSIM. And I don't know if the staking to your own eSIM has something to do with the staking for discounts that they're working on. But there's going to be a lot of options. And so what the thing that I'm curious about is just, every device, every Earth node that's in operation is going to have its individual identifier. Every air node already does. It has a hex name and an identifier that goes with that air node. And so my question is, if you're curious about, say I want to stake some of my WMTX to your Earth node, Fareed. I don't know what that system's going to look like just yet. Is it going to be a list like we have with Cardano or other, Harmony One or these other tokens where you can do staking to, where you can stake to the node, where they're named? Is it going to be a ticker symbol like on Cardano? It can be a full name thing. The pirate ship Revenge, could that be the name of your Earth node, or does it need to be a 4 or 5 or a 6 symbol short name or abbreviation? Like, for example, my stake pool is called Trek on Cardano. Clover is Clover, but it's CLOVR, because you can only do up to 5 ticker symbols, so we couldn't put the full Clover on there. So that's the real question, is just how are we going to be able to identify these so people can track them? You will be able to select where it goes to. I'm just curious what the user interface is going to look like for that, and the moniker and the labeling system. But absolutely, if you like Fareed and you're holding WMTX, then you can stake to Fareed's Earth node, or that Cal has an Apex node, and they say, hey, it's ideal if you come stake to these portals and these Apex air nodes. All right, well, we know this is Clover's, so Clover can say, hey, here's my identifier, however that's going to look, and then you can stake to Clover's air node or his Earth node. So there's going to be those options. They just haven't shown us what it looks like just yet.
Thank you for that. I definitely do appreciate that. As we just have to keep the conversation rolling here, we're going to jump into discussions for the World Mobile Token price. One thing, though, that you just mentioned there, Rob, is about marketing. I think that as Earth nodes do hit the mainnet, everybody's going to have to start to think about how they plan on marketing and getting the word out there, right? And so I think that that's really going to be another sort of really key piece to watch, because I think everybody's plan is going to look different, and the way that they execute is going to be completely different there as well. Now, given the recent news around the testnet the DevNet, of course, the most recent round of Airnode selling out, but then just talking about DePIN in general, we've seen extremely crazy price action here as it pertains to World Mobile. And so jumping in here into CoinMarketCap, we've got the WMTX token now up in the last month, nearly or roughly 53%. What's crazy is that, and Cal and I were just talking about this before we actually went live, the sentiment in this space changes so quickly. We've literally gone from a sentiment or sort of a period of people are, frustrated, tired, angry, to being euphoric in literally 30 days. Now, granted, I still think that we're just at the very beginning of the bull market. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. We've been working here, building here for the last 3 years diligently. And so to finally be able to see some of that showing through price action, I think is definitely positive. It's not the end all be all, but it's definitely something that I think raises the mood and makes things a little bit easier to sort of navigate. So I did want to quickly highlight that there. In addition, right, for anybody who's maybe just sort of a person that's sort of like me that likes to look at the fundamentals in the opportunity within this particular space, we take a look at something like World Mobile. The market cap currently sitting at $159 million. So that's this right here at the very top left-hand side. When you take a look at recent tokens that have been listed on Coinbase, there was a big announcement about Pepe. If you guys aren't aware, Pepe is a meme token that was listed on Coinbase. Now, Pepe has a market cap valuation of $9 billion. So when you take a look at that, Pepe does nothing for you, right? Then you've got a DePIN in a platform like World Mobile that's actually making an impact, connecting people. And it's something that we have basically come to use every single day, the internet, right? Whether you're using it to browse online, to even watch something like this, or even just make a call to your family. This has utility, this has a use case. But to see something like WIF, right, Dog with Hat, also getting listed on Coinbase, has me really, really puzzled. But it also lets me know that I'm in the right place, and that even though utility isn't as sexy as meme coins right now, I think it's inevitable that when we do hit another bear market, which I know people don't want to talk about that right now, but we will, that this is where utility tokens like World Mobile will shine. Now, granted, that's not financial advice. That's just my perspective. That's sort of my thesis, but it's just really eye-opening for me to see World Mobile doing what they're doing, providing so much value, yet still only being at a 159 market cap valuation. So I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the recent price appreciation. I know that everybody that's tuning in here is obviously a holder of WMTX, so hopefully everybody's happy about being able to see some green. But Rob, I'd love to get your thoughts here on the recent price movement.
It's nice to look at those charts and you feel good. Hey, this is a little bit of affirmation. We know this thing can move because we believe in the product, not the token price. We believe in the product, and we know that when you have good backing like that, good things are going to happen. I think that this is a slow play for me, and so the only thing that higher price does for me right now, personally, is restricts what I can buy if I ever can, get some more money in to go buy some more tokens. I like buying cheaper, but it's a good problem to have, though, right? I don't plan on selling anytime soon. I'm holding this through staking and when the Earth nodes go live. But I'm going to tell you this, so it's going to be nicer. I'd rather the price go up for a lot of reasons, but the main one is let's say that all the influencers jumped in right now, and a couple big money people came in and they just tried to buy up everything that was available, right? We know that there's only about 650 million tokens available out of the 2 billion that have been created for this token, and there's not going to be a WMTX2. It's just going to be WMTX, right? So at this point, you have almost 100 million. So what was that, 15%? 100 million of that 650 is locked up in smart contracts for the Earth nodes. Okay. So about a third of the tokens have been released. And of that third, about 15% or so is locked up long-term. Then the rest people are holding probably to stake. So there's not a lot of liquidity right now. There's potential for this thing to really shoot up. But the problem is, when we see things that shoot up, a lot of times they go up really, really high. There's a massive sell-off and it drops right back down. And even if the lows are higher than the previous lows, you're still going up. You get a lot of that stuff where then, like you said, the sentiment turns on a dime If this thing ran to $2 and then all of a sudden back down to 38 cents, 38 cents is higher than we are right now. But people are going to freak out because some people bought it $1.50 or $2 and now they've lost money. At least they've lost it on paper, or they haven't sold it yet. I would rather see a slower, steadier. If we're going up 1% every couple of days for a while instead of up 150% in a week and then back down, I'd rather see that gradual incline up over time. That just says, hey, we are consistent. We are doing this. We still have some hiccup room to go up or down, but we are constantly moving upwards, and that's the right direction for me. But I think any news is good news here, because people are going to see it, they're going to buy it, they're going to get excited about it, and then they're going to look deeper into the project. And from there, that's when you fall in love with World Mobile, the team, and the vision.
I love it. Nicely said and nicely put together. For you, the viewers, if you guys are enjoying streams like this, please, number one, make sure to smash that thumbs up. Number two, please also make sure to follow both of these gentlemen here on X. Links are down below as a part of today's video description. And I believe there's also the link to the WMA, or the World Mobile Alliance. So if you guys are a member of the community and you want to take things a little bit further, dive deeper into World Mobile, or if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post those to the World Mobile Alliance. Now, one thing that we haven't discussed, which I think does play into the price appreciation here, sort of touching on Rob's comments there, are the buybacks, right? So those continue on. I know we discussed it during the last stream, but if you aren't aware, the team from World Mobile is on the, I want to say it's once every Monday, is purchasing tokens on the open market and basically holding that in order to redistribute that back over into WMT stakers and Earthnode operators. So I think there's going to be a lot of buy pressure moving forward. And just looking at the community sentiment here from CoinMarketCap, we have 95% feeling bullish and only 5% feeling bearish. Cal, where are you at here when it comes to bullish or bearish on World Mobile?
You know me, man. I'm a big World Mobile bull. I mean, there's no lie. But honestly, I hardly ever stare at charts and look at these things. I mean, to me, I look at the long picture here, and I look at the utility that the token has, and I look at all of the good things that are lined up for World Mobile here, and I feel as the wider community is kind of catching up here. I mean, there was a few marketing pushes through KOLs, and there was actually a really good graphic that I enjoyed that the team made and put out, that they compared World Mobile versus Helium, right? I mean, in that chart, basically, they had the market capitalization that is sitting right now at about 120 million for WMTX token. And you have Helium, who's sitting at 1 billion capitalization, right? And when you see the fact that World Mobile basically has about 2,000 and 400 nodes right now versus the million HNT nodes, right? That are out there that are consuming data, and with the fact that we're consuming about, I don't know, 200 times more data, right? And the network efficiency, it's like mind-blowing compared to what Helium is. And the fact that Helium even went into that Coinbase recently announced index, right? They're in the top 50 index. It just blows my mind. And I'm like, oh my God, like World Mobile token, it's like so undervalued. It's crazy, right? We don't even have a tier 1 listing yet. And it's just, we are sitting on something like it's a gold mine to me. So it's like, I don't really like talking about price much. I don't really stare at charts very often. Obviously, I love when the token goes up because the sentiment of the community improves. Everyone's very happy. I mean, me and Fareed talked about this before the stream, right? I mean, the sentiment improved within like 2 weeks. It's crazy to me. I mean, people need to start putting those long-term vision glasses on, and they need to start understanding what World Mobile is building. And one of the things that really, really gets me excited is that mic post that they did, right, on top of the Reno building. And, I mean, people talk about, Starlink, and they talk about SpaceX this, Starlink that. I mean, I understand that's very, very important, and it gets people very, very excited. But the real deal here is right, is that World Mobile has an actual service live in Reno. They have an actual like cellular service in Reno that not only works in Reno, but it works across the United States. So it's only a matter of time that we're gonna have a national SIM card that's released here. So that to me is it's next level stuff, you know, like that to me is what brings revenue into this company, you know, like when you have subscribers, right, that are gonna start using this service, when you have people that are using the internet service that is being utilized in Reno right now, that to me is what gets me excited, not really the charge so much. So, like you said, Fareed, like to me, what's sexy is utility, and there's no better utility than what the WMTX token brings.
Thank you there, Cal. I definitely do appreciate that. There's still a long list of topics that we haven't even gotten to touch on yet. In this, for the sake of time, right? I think we'll have to sort of keep things rolling here. I do want to take, before we jump into SpaceX and talking about theories about Charles Hoskinson, which at this point, I don't even think it's a rumor anymore because he has confirmed, right? He will be going to space, or, you know, working alongside SpaceX to get out there. There's also then rumors about SpaceX and World Mobile. So before we get to that juicy bit of content, let's take a quick break here because there's a lot of questions rolling in. And let's see if we can at least answer a couple of these, and then we'll jump into the theories. And I'd love to sort of hear what the community also has to say about this, because there's a couple of people that have been putting out extremely long and detailed threads about what could potentially be coming ahead. Now, shifting back here, for some reason, okay, there we go. So we have a question, and this came in here from Edward, asking about Airnodes from one of the segments earlier, asking if we think that the Airnode price will begin to drop. Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Rob. Did you want to answer that one? I think this is about the price or the entry point for the Airnodes decreasing as more drops come about.
I don't think so. In the purest sense, I mean, this is all technology, and as newer technology comes out, older technology goes down in price. So there's World Mobile buys from a wholesaler, and then they turn around and they set up for the network, and then they sell what's set up and available. And so they're gonna put a little margin on there because they're the ones that are putting the time in to install these things and to do all this. So whatever they pay, they're gonna put a little premium on that for paying staff to do all the work, right? And so the only way for those prices to come down are if the price of the equipment goes down. Now there is a difference. I do know that we've seen a couple people come on at Nuvula and a few others that have these partnership agreements, right? And those partnerships allow they're making a commitment. Mav 100, Nuvula, others, they make a commitment to buy so many, to install so many, whatever the project is. And because you buy in bulk, you will be getting a discount from World Mobile. That's kind of basically how a lot of the partnership works. There's other details depending on what project it is, but if you buy a lot of them, you can work something out on the side with World Mobile for a partner program style investment. Get them cheaper. The other thing is, again, it's all cost based, right? Pakistan nodes are going to be cheaper than Reno nodes. The question is, what are the returns going to be? You know, we don't know if it's going to be the same percentage return. If I put in $500, am I going to get $5 back? If I put in $10,000, am I going to get $100 back? You know, we don't know what the percentage of the break is. Is it going to be equal across the board depending on the country? So that's important. That's why World Mobile does that viewer to kind of help you see on the Airnode website what the potential returns could be based on the number of subscribers using those devices. But as far as will they be cheaper in Tahoe than they are in Reno? Will they be cheaper in Kansas City, cheaper than they may be in LA? I don't know that that's possible unless you're buying in bulk, because same country, same distribution platform, you know, the cost is going to be pretty comparable there.
And Rob, if I may, I'm just going to keep you up here as speaker, but we've got an additional question. This is coming in from Hello World asking about the actual map here, right? So do you mind maybe just sort of breaking down and highlighting what each of the hexes represents? And then I'm not sure if this has actually been released, but he's also asking about what percentage of the USA currently has World Mobile Cellular coverage. So Hello World, we're only ambassadors here. I think, somebody, for example, like Christian Reese, maybe even Mickey or Mike or even Manny could potentially answer that second question. But Rob, do you maybe want to take a swing at explaining or breaking down what we're seeing here from the hexes?
Well, the hexes are based on what a 360 would be of certain types of nodes if they were in the center of that area. They basically breaking the entire planet down into grids, these hexagons, and they're saying, all right, well, here's the hexes. This is what the entire layout looks like, and so in theory, for that hex, a hex that's purple right there. If there's a node in the center of that, it should be able to hit that entire hex based on the type of node. Now, if you look at the different types of nodes, a portal 180 or a portal 360 is going to have a much smaller hex than a Titan. A Titan's going to go out for 11 miles, and a portal's going to go out for 500 or 1,000 meters. And so the different the hexes are based on the type of node and the coverage range for that. So there's a lot of different overlaying maps. When I said, the world is broken down into hexes, it depends on what the range is. So that just shows, hey, this is the coverage area here. This is where the ability is based on what we can install in this area. And honestly, I think Cal would be better to clean up anything that I might have left out there, because Cal is very, very good with the maps and the Airnode information.
You said it very well. I mean, that's exactly what it is, right? Essentially, each node represents, how much coverage it can cover for each hex. But again, these nodes, you might think that a node covers only that specific hex, but that's not really true, because they are kind of made like that, so like they overlap with each other, right? So if you buy Titan, you think that it covers this entire hex, but it covers a lot more than that, right? But you kind of want that overlay so you can like cover a highly dense populated areas, right? So like Reno is one of them. So you might one Titan can technically cover almost the entire Reno, but it will not be able to support a lot of that customers that are using that band, right? So you want that that like, well, how can I put it, like a blanket coverage that gives you that dense coverage for dense population. So this is why you see them breaking down into hexes.
Nicely stated. And the word that came to mind for me was overlapping coverage, right? To make sure that there's redundancy in the network in the case that one operator or one node isn't able to support all the incoming traffic. The live chat is on fire here, but we have to keep the conversation moving. We've got record numbers of viewers here tuning in here. I think it's just the bull market. Everybody fired up about DePIN. So whether you're tuned in right now on X or whether you tuned in on YouTube, please make sure to smash that thumbs up, share this content out, comment, engage. We really do appreciate this here. And of course, you guys giving us a little bit of your time here on this wonderful Saturday. Now let's jump into some speculation here. I've actually been speculating quite a bit on the channel talking about Charles. And what's funny enough is a lot of it starts as speculation, but it has now since been confirmed. And so I know that people were wondering, what is Charles doing at SpaceX? And this actually reminds me of what happened, right? About 6-7 months ago, where Rob, you disappeared for a couple of days, and you were testing something somewhere, and there were even allegations that you were at a potential SpaceX site. So maybe I'll let you sort of break down some of the nuance here, some of the speculation and some of the theories. But for anybody who's not aware of what's going on, right, could you maybe give us a recap?
Yeah, so back in April, I went down to a launch site where World Mobile has an aerostat here in the United States. And I posted a couple of pictures, and there was some speculation. And in fact, while I was down there, there's a few people that said that we have a partnership with SpaceX, and it was kind of funny because there's some other hype going on at the same time, but then a few people started running this rumor that there's a partnership with Elon Musk, and price kind of shot up. It was like hovering at 20 cents, and it went to like 28 or 30 cents in 2 days. And I'm sitting down here in the Aerostat. I'm like, I'm literally here. And these guys are telling me where I'm at. Not true. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know where this is coming from, but people ran with these rumors, and it was actually kind of funny. It was a little annoying too, because I'm like, I can't say anything, but I don't know where this speculation is coming from. But I was down, and I'll say this, and I'll say this 1,000 times and be truthful every time. I never stepped foot on a SpaceX property. Somebody just did a thread recently. It was Miyagi Node. Mr. Miyagi posted a thing that he compared an aerostat down in Texas with the pictures of me, and said this appears to be the very, very same thing. There's a lot of speculation because there was a SpaceX launch or recovery that as it went by an aerostat in the sky, and so that got a lot of hype going. And so I'll just say, we have some very, very smart people in this community, people that are dedicated, they're committed, they know how to use technology very well, and I'm very, very impressed with the research. That's why I actually commented. I said, hey, I thought I was the detective here in this community, but these guys have put a lot of effort into trying to figure this out. And I just think it's really interesting that all of that's happening. And then Charles Hoskinson from Cardano is at SpaceX. I'm assuming it's I don't know if that's still in California or if it's in Texas or where it's at, but Charles there talking about doing things with SpaceX, and Mickey and Elon know each other, and with the documentary in North Carolina, they were working with the guys using Starlink to magnify the signal to help people in the mountains up there in North Carolina. And there's just a lot of information coming out where you're dealing with Elon Musk related stuff, World Mobile related stuff, Cardano related stuff. There's all these connections that intertwine all these things. And again, we don't know anything specific. I was never at SpaceX. I had nothing to do with them at all. But it's really interesting to see how all this stuff appears to be coming together. And if there is an announcement that ever does come out about it, it'll be really exciting to hear, because we see all these partnerships a bad word, all these synergies and these things that tend to overlap with each other. But until they announce something official, it's your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly plug my own content here in just a second. If you guys want more speculation, right? It's not typically what I do. However, we're in a bull market, and a lot of people have been asking, why are you speculating? Why are you spreading rumors? This is my thing. We've been here for 3 years. It's been super negative. People, going at each other's necks. We finally have positive price appreciation in Bitcoin, in Cardano, in World Mobile, right? So I'm just sort of, just playing around with that. But if you do want more of that content, definitely check out the channel here. I provide a lot of breaking news, try to provide as much factual information, but from time to time, it is good to sort of step away and think about what could be. And one thing that I definitely want to say about this is that Charles is an awesome networker, right? So whether or not there's officially something there today, what I can definitely tell you is that once he's surrounded by those people, once he's on a spaceship, or once he's in those rooms with those people having calls and meetings, Cardano will get brought up. And in doing so, everything else related to Cardano, including World Mobile, I think will then also become a part of that conversation. Of course, Charles, Mickey have a really solid relationship. They've talked about Charles actually hosting Airnodes, I believe, in Gillette, Wyoming. And then, of course, we've got, Trump working with the DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency. You've got Donald Trump, who's now taking the presidency. Charles talking about him going into politics and being more vocal with policymakers. As you said there, Rob, maybe partnership isn't the right word, because some people take that incorrectly and think that it means a lot more than it actually does. But I think there's a lot of coincidences, and as you mentioned, synergies with the news that is coming out. So really interesting times. And for me as a creator, to be able to have witnessed, or to have witnessed the bear, all the negative news that just kept coming out every single day. And then now we're seeing the complete opposite during the bull. And every single day feels like there's some sort of collaboration, announcement, or really bullish news. Just makes me realize how quickly and how big the space really is. So, Cal, we've heard from Rob. You've obviously just heard from me. What are your thoughts about the recent theories that are sort of lurking around right now on X about World Mobile and SpaceX?
That bear market thick skin you have, Fareed, huh?
We had no choice. You got the same exact thick skin, man. Keep it up and kudos.
I've been here for a very, very long time, my friends. I have a very thick skin when it comes to these things, but I don't have any comments on that. I love speculations. A lot of these things are not speculation. I mean, it's well known that Kimball Musk wasn't in North Carolina. We heard in the AMA he loves World Mobile. They were utilizing Starlink in North Carolina, and they were using it as backhaul, and it worked great. And obviously, Elon Musk's brother, not only Elon Musk, but his brother also now understands the potential that World Mobile brings, right? And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different speculation going around here. Like I obviously Charles is, like you said, a great networker. He knows exactly what he's doing, and we can speculate here all day. But again, I'm going to bring the same exact topic that I brought before. I'm not big on speculating. I like to focus more on what World Mobile is actually building and what they're bringing. And again, one of them is that SIM coverage that they just launched in Reno, and that it's live. So to me, that's a lot more exciting than just sitting here and speculating about these things. And I love speculation, don't get me wrong, but I like to focus on what's happening right now at the moment and what's actually going to bring in real users and what's going to generate revenue for World Mobile in general. So I'll just leave it at that.
No, thank you, Clover. I do definitely think that is important, especially during the bear market, right? You don't want to be speculating during those times. So I think there's a time and a place for everything. But one thing that I'm not speculating about is the growth in the consumption of content. So historically, during bull markets, we've seen literally X's, right? In terms of growth in viewership, growth in subscribers, etc. And as a content creator, am finally starting to see a little bit of that. So a lot of the most recent Cardano-based content, or just regular blockchain or crypto-based content performing really well, I think letting me know that we are just about to start to get retail and FOMO kicking in here as, again, the best part in the finale, I think, of this particular bull market is just about to kick off. Now, we are just at the very top of the hour here. Before we head out, I do want to give both of the co-hosts here an opportunity to send us off with some parting words here, just for the viewers, just so you guys are aware, right? Rob was nice enough to put together an agenda here for us, and we've only, I think, gotten through, I want to say, 3 or 4 of the key topics. So there's still a lot for us to discuss, right? And of course, if you guys aren't aware, we do these streams every other Saturday. So we're streaming right now on the 16th. We'll be streaming again on the 30th of November. However, tune in on the 23rd if you aren't already following the WMA or the World Mobile Alliance, where we're going to have Rob, Clover, and myself also jumping in and talking about everything that's going to develop between now and next Saturday. So with that said, I'd love to jump over into maybe Rob. I know that Cal just went, but Rob, if you want to send us off with your parting words, and then Clover will come to you and we'll wrap up today's show.
I'm going to try and be quick because I want to respect your time, but there's something that really, I saw this yesterday and I was about in tears, and it's from a community member named Cole. And Fareed, I sent you the link. I don't know if you can pull it up and even maybe share it in the chat, because I want everyone to see this. I was able to meet Cole, Cal and I did at Rare Evo this past year. He was standing at the booth, and Cole's a big guy. He's not super duper tall, but the dude's stacked, and it's not like weightlifting stacked. It's just, you can tell this guy works with his hands. He's a big, strong guy, and he just stood there on the side of the booth. And I think I'd seen some of his posts, but I'd never met him before. I didn't know who he was. Standing there, sometimes arms folded, sometimes just hands down by his pockets, and just absorbing, just taking in information, listening. And I went to talk to him at one point, and he just has this real big, deep voice and a Southern drawl. He's from East Texas, and so he has that kind of a Southern Texas drawl a little bit. And between, you have this Hercules of a man with this deep voice and the Southern twang. It's like, man, this guy could snap me. I'm a big dude. This guy could snap me. Got to know Cole and just really just thought, man, this is a cool guy. We've DM'd quite a bit. He's exchanged phone numbers. We've had some talks about some ideas and projects with World Mobile and things that we could try and do together, because I'm a few states north of him up here in the Midwest. But Cole posted this thing yesterday, and I read it, and he's just basically given a kind of a, pouring his heart out. And he talked about how becoming a part of World Mobile has just changed his life and just given him this hope and this not purpose, but this focus. He talked about how he grew up dyslexic and school was hard. His teachers were mean to him. They called him dummy. They called him names. He had trouble getting things, and they questioned his intelligence because he struggled so bad. In fact, one teacher purposely failed him just in spite, so that he wouldn't be able to play sports. And it just seemed like he'd grown up hard. He had supportive parents, and they loved him, but he struggled with this, and for things that weren't his fault. And you grow up, and you can go a couple of different ways there. One way is, you could say, all right, I'm clearly not good enough. I'm dumb. I'll never amount to anything. Or you could just, fight through that and say, there's a purpose for me. And he goes through and he starts listing off the Beatitudes and in the Bible. He starts talking about, the things that Jesus said, things that Paul said. This is the fruit of the Spirit. This is where this is what the Holy Spirit does in you. This is where you have purpose in God, and you have all of these things, all these gifts from the Lord. And he mentioned all these things. He had to persevere through. It made me more loving, joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, good, faithful, gentle, and have self-control. Those are all things that are Paul talks about repeatedly in the Bible. This is what the fruits of the Spirit are. This is how, Paul talks about in Philippians 4, when he talks about things that these are the things that are good, do these things. And Cole goes and lists this stuff, and he says, I'm not going to let what somebody who doesn't have joy, somebody who doesn't have patience and kindness define me as. And so when he realizes this, and he makes a commitment to himself, commitment to God, and he says, I'm going to be what God has put in me. I'm going to let his Spirit shine through me. And there is a purpose for me, and there's a plan for me, and there's a path for me. And for him to go through all of that, and then say, I have found a home with the mission of World Mobile, with the people in this community of World Mobile. That's why I'm here. And I think that's why so many of us are here. We believe in what this can do for people. And we're thinking, when I got started, I wanted to put up street lights in Africa with a modem and a router and help a village out. We're thinking, we're going to go somewhere else. No, this is in our backyard. This is in our country. This is in our state. And these are people that we're helping. And it's not just providing connectivity. It's connecting with them and building things and growing things. And Cole, he said that this has been a fulfillment of dreams, to be a part of this World Mobile community, to build with World Mobile, to grow with World Mobile. And I am so proud to know him. And I'm so proud to be able to say that I can hear his voice. I can see his heart when he says these things. And this is what I want to see out of this community. This is why Cal and I have been doing this for over 2 years free. This is why you came and partnered up with us, and we're doing this on your show, on your channel, because this is what we believe in. We've talked about this. Number go up is fine, but we're here for something bigger. And I don't know what's bigger than that. Cole, his life has changed. He's found fulfillment. I think he had it in himself, but now he has a way to express his gifts and express his passions. That's what World Mobile means to me. And I'm so glad to call Cole a friend. I'm so glad to be a part of this community and share this and go to places like Rare Evo, go to these meetups, get to meet people for the first time that we've been talking to, give them big hugs, share dreams. This exemplifies why I got into World Mobile almost 4 years ago, why I started following along, why I bought Earth Notes, why I bought tokens, what I want to do, why we've been doing these shows, why we've tried to form this community as best that we could, or at least participate with it. And so I am so, this has absolutely moved me, and it's motivated me. And I'm just, with the testnet, you know, I know there's a lot of work coming, but I'm ready to go. And with what's coming with expanding World Mobile out, I'm ready to go. And this reinforces all that stuff more than token price for me, more than testnet for me, because this is bigger. This is changing lives and giving people a purpose and a focus and fulfillment of their dreams. So, absolutely, I wanted to highlight Cole and just let everyone know this is somebody you need to know, somebody you need to associate with, and this is why we are all here.
Yeah, go
Wow.
follow Cole, man. I mean, seriously, the guy's absolutely unbelievable. Well said, Rob.
Yeah, yeah. If I may, Cal, just quickly jump in here. Yeah, first off, Rob, thank you for sharing that. Your inspiration, your passion clearly showing, right? And as you said, it's not always just about the price. Yes, obviously, you know, it's a big piece and that's what draws a lot of people in here. But even me as a creator, right? I have met so many people that have reached out and been super supportive. You both here being them as well. So I know that, you know, a project went down last weekend. You guys were one of the first people to reach out to me and to say, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, wow, these people actually care about me. You know, I've had somebody actually reach out and send me ADA, and I'm like, you don't even have to do that. But it's the fact that like people just genuinely want to do that. They want to help. They want to feel like they're a part of something bigger and greater than themselves. It's really, really awesome. And so for you to take the time to just shout Cole out, obviously, you know, kudos to you. Cole, if you're here watching, you know, we are definitely here to support you. We welcome you. And if there's ever anything that I can personally do, don't hesitate to reach out here. But such an uplifting and positive moment there that I wanted to just quickly say that. And I also want to mention that misery loves company. So for anybody who's currently in the position that Cole used to be in, right? I know it's easier said than done, but you have to try to remove yourself from the people that try to hold you down, that try to limit you, that try to tell you that you have to be something, that you have to walk a certain way. Again, as a creator, I've realized I can be what I want to be. Like nobody gave me the permission to jump on here and to start making videos. I just said I'm going to do it until I get better. You know, and so I think a lot of times people look for confirmation or affirmation from outsiders or from people around them, as opposed to just believing in what they feel, even though that might be sort of the harder path to go down. So I just wanted to really say that and just highlight the fact that with World Mobile, we're not just connecting the unconnected through customers, we're also connecting the unconnected as a community ourselves. And if we take a look at Cardano in specific, that I think is one of the biggest strengths that Cardano has against a lot of other blockchains is the community. So anything that we can do to bolster that, right, to welcome that, to grow more people here, I am definitely all behind it. So just wanted to take the opportunity, Rob, to just say thank you for sharing those words. And I feel like I'm speaking for everybody here when we say that we are all in support of what you're obviously doing here, contributing to the community, but we're all in support here of someone like Cole. All right, Cal, over to you as we get ready to wind things out.
Yeah, I'm just like speechless, man. I don't even know what to say, you know, like cuz like these are the type of posts like that I read also, and like I start to understand and realize the power of what a community can do, you know. And Mickey talks about it all the time, and he says like we're never going to be able to do this without all of us working together in this, and like putting World Mobile on the map, and doing everything that needs to be done to connect that half of the world that is not connected. And when I read posts like that, and when I hear Rob talk and you speak, and like it just fires me up even more, you know, to like be out there and to do what we do every single day, you know. And I feel like the bigger World Mobile gets, the more of these type of posts we're going to start seeing, because there's so many people around this world, you know, that look for that connection, that connectivity, but a lot of the people are just left in the dark, you know. Without internet, you just don't have a voice nowadays, you know. And the fact that World Mobile is giving people that voice, that, you know, as seen what Cole giving people that inspiration, is, to me, that it makes it like so much more than just price goes up, you know. And this is why sometimes a lot of OGs and the community just get upset when people come in the chats and they're like, well, what's happening? You know, why isn't the token like moving? Is it dead? You know, is this project dead? Like, no, it's not dead. It's like there's so much happening, you know? Like if you really like are here since day one and you're paying attention to all the things that World Mobile is building, not only World Mobile, but all the things that the partners are building. I mean, look at the Mav 100 guys. Look at what they have done. You know, like we hear rumors that their service is about to go live. You know, like we're gonna start witnessing what a partner can truly do for World Mobile. Look at what's happening in Pakistan. Like there's thousands and thousands of nodes, like hundreds of thousands of customers that have come in without the assistance of World Mobile. So I think we're just getting started here. We're gonna, you know, the more tools that World Mobile allows us to build, you know, the more tools that World Mobile puts out for us as a community to onboard other people, I think the bigger this thing is gonna get. So, again, there's so much excitement, and I know Fareed that you have like a hard stop, so I don't want to take too long. But again, I'm truly like excited, and I cannot wait to see where next year is going to take us, because I know that the pieces are coming together, and I can be more excited now that the blockchain's coming along, the network is exploding, more and more people from different communities are learning about World Mobile, and it's gonna be beautiful. So very excited to be here.
Yeah, wonderful way to close things off here. Getting a little bit more of an emotional side to things, right? But I think that's good. At the end of the day, we're all humans and everybody feels emotions, right? Whether they're positive or negative. And so just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in here. We do have a fellow content creator, Paul, who's tuning in just a little bit late here. Paul, make sure to hit that rewind, but definitely do appreciate you here. Would love to get you on one of these shows moving forward.
Yes,
Just want to
please.
say, yeah, no, I'll
We
definitely
need
reach out.
Paul up here. Absolutely.
No, I'll be in contact, Paul. So definitely make sure to check your DMs there. Want to thank everybody here from the community who's tuned in. We've got Enzo Node, Just a Gal, 51. If you want to jump on as well, 51. You don't have to show your face. You're able to jump on here and just use audio. There's also Matthew Stahl. We got Shock. We've got Wave Nodes, Dominic Shepard, John Lowe, Eric Threadgill, Eric, myself. We've got Enzo Nodes, Data, Earth Nodes. So many people. I just want to say thank you all. Shout out to Lord. I haven't seen Jeff from Delta Notes here in a minute, so I'm gonna have to reach out to him and make sure that he's doing okay.
I think he's watching on X today because he reposted the space pretty early on.
Gotcha. Well,
he's busy scanning. He's busy scanning. You know.
Take a break, Jeff. Take a break, Jeff. Those hexes aren't going anywhere. They refresh every couple of months. Say something for the rest of us. But no, honestly, just want to say thank you all here for tuning in. And in keeping up here with just positive spirits, right? This is actually an interesting post here where we have, let's see, looks like a moon mission taking place, right? So right now I know that this is what everybody feels like in the ecosystem. Everything is pumping. The market's finally looking positive. Developments are coming out left and right. We are now live on the testnet. And I think that this is just the very beginning. So I'm excited and I'm super proud to be on this space mission, on this moon mission with you all here, helping to connect the unconnected. And as always, and just like Mickey says, we're stronger together. On that note, thank you all for tuning in here. If you guys have found this stream to be helpful or insightful, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content just like this, consider subscribing. And I would also really appreciate if you guys could take the opportunity or just a moment to give both of these guys here a follow here on X. The links are down below as a part of today's video description. That will do it here for today's live stream. Again, if you want more of this content, check it out. With the WM will be hosting a X Space or Twitter Space next Saturday. And I'll see you guys back here on the 30th of the month. That said, and as always, we'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, everybody. Take care for now.